Good morning. What a few weeks we've had. Violence in the nation's capital, extremists, fences going up, every capital in the country gearing up for major riots. There's more military presence in D.C. than in Iraq and Afghanistan combined right now. Congressmen and women impassioned, angry at both sides, historical impeachment, more record breaking days of COVID victims, great numbers of vaccines, yet not enough. Social media wars. If I were to post a comment about getting my vaccine, I'm liable to be called a traitor, a communist, misinformed, ignorant. I'd be called those in many ways and with many words that I might not use, I wouldn't like to use in front of other people. If I were to say that I was going to get a vaccine, the other side would call me ignorant, misinformed, uncaring, a risk to society, among other things. So is it better for me to get one or to not get one? Is it better for me to just not say anything about it? It's amazing. Think about the comments I might get if I posted that I voted for President Trump or if I voted for President Biden. What if I posted that I think a mask is necessary or it is unnecessary? If I thought if I thought those who marched on the Capitol were patriots or anarchists, do you ever get the feeling that there is no right side? The above, what I just read to you, is one of the reasons I'm not on social media, by the way. It always breaks my heart to see people I know, people I consider friends, people that I love dearly, saying very hateful, judgmental things with a level of anger that throws their Christian witness out the window. Yeah, I said that. Hateful words always come with a price. I fear for the day that churches and organizations and family gatherings all begin in person one day. I mean, I hate not being together, but what do you say to people who have said hateful things in their anger? Can we let go long enough and forgive deep enough to become a body, a community, a family again? Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday is this coming Monday. One of his quotes is, "We must learn to live together as brothers, or perish together as fools." As a nation, as churches, as families, we have become so divided that we can't hear each other anymore. When was the last time you, as Stephen Covey puts it in one of his most popular books, when was it you sought to understand someone instead of seeking to be understood? By the way, that's doing more listening than talking. That's doing more reading than typing. The weight of all of this is becoming suffocating. We cry out to the Lord for these things to change. We cry out for the right to prevail and the wrong to be defeated. Where is God? Why doesn't He do something? When we are overcome with these feelings, we struggle to see the light of truth, the light of life, the light of Christ. Right now, there is just so much darkness. King David went through these times way too often. Lucky for us, he wrote them down so we would know we weren't alone. I'm going to read through Psalm 13 slowly, twice. I want you to see three things. In this psalm, David feels the heavy darkness that many of us feel right now. It's just suffocating. David asked for the light of life, the light of truth, the light of hope to be restored to his eyes so that he can see more than just darkness. And then David looks into his past, he looks at yesterday, and trusts the unfailing love of a God who has a history of being good to him. I wish we understood God's timing. I wish we understood more of why he lets some things go on and some things not. I wish we always knew which side he fell on. He falls on the side of love. But I want to make sure that I remember that he has a history of doing great things for me, of loving me, even if I said something stupid, of loving me and drawing me back into his arms. That's the God I serve. The God who has given me good gifts, a marriage of 29 years, 2 adult daughters that I adore, a job that's still paying me even during this epidemic, this pandemic. God has been good to me. He has given me you, my church. God has been good. And I trust that God is going to continue being the good God to me that he has been. Again, I'm going to read this slowly. I want you to get caught up in the emotion that David writes here. You might even close your eyes. This is Psalm 13, so if you want to write that down and look it up or mark it, just to read it a few times this week, it'd be a good reminder. How long, Lord? Will you forget me forever? How long will you hide your face from me? How long must I wrestle with my thoughts and day to day, day after day, have sorrow in my heart? How long will my enemy triumph over me? Look on me and answer, O Lord my God. Give light to my eyes, or I will sleep in death, and the enemy will say, I have overcome him, and my foes will rejoice when I fall. But I trust in your unfailing love. My heart rejoices in your salvation. I will sing the Lord's praise, for he has been good to me. I'm going to read it one more time. Again, this is Psalm 13. How long, Lord, will you forget me forever? How long will you hide your face from me? How long must I wrestle with my thoughts and day after day have this sorrow in my heart? How long will my enemy triumph over me? Look on me and answer, God. Give light to my eyes, or I'll sleep in death. And my enemy will say, I have overcome him, and my foes will rejoice when I fall. But I trust in your unfailing love. My heart rejoices in your salvation. I will sing the Lord's praise, for he has been good to me. As you let that scripture kind of settle in, understand that this heaviness you feel isn't odd. It isn't strange. It's not just you. And it's not just during this time. But that heaviness can be lifted. Ask God to bring his light back to your eyes. Trust in his unfailing love. Give him praise for all the times he has been good to you. Then begin to radiate that light outwardly. When that light of the Lord is coming out of us, it changes everything we see. It changes everything we say. It changes the words that we type. And it changes our very ability to love. I want to give you a few things to dwell on as God raises you from your dark funk to a bright hope. I started out with a lot of negative things. Here are some things that I want to end on so you know that God is still doing good things. There were less than half a dozen people killed in the violent protest of thousands last week. We need to celebrate the short time taken to develop a vaccine for this virus. The time it took to develop this and test it is unprecedented in our history. Many thousands of our healthcare workers who've been fighting this battle day and night, shift after shift after shift, now have their first dose of this vaccine. Our weather has been moderate this year, so far, this winter. As a church, when we couldn't be with friends and family, hurting all over the world and all over the country, we have had each other. Prayer still works. Oh yeah, one other thing. It's Girl Scout cookie time again. There's always something to see. If the light is in your eyes, you begin to see things differently. Look for the positive. I want to end this sermon with a song. I'm not going to sing it. This song is by Alyssa Turner. It's another video you'll get to watch. But it's her version of Psalm 13. And I want you to listen and let this song be your prayer right now. Don't even try to sing along. Just let the words minister to you. I'm going to turn it over to her.